Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan's Forbidden Zone is the oldest active ban in archaeology. When he died in 1227, his escort reportedly killed everyone they met on the road to hide the burial. Then Mongolia sealed off a stretch of land around the sacred mountain Burkan Khaldun. They called it the Ik, the Great Taboo. Guards executed trespassers for centuries. The Soviets later kept the area closed as a restricted military zone, which accidentally preserved the ban for another 70 years. Today, it is a protected UNESCO site, and Mongolia still resists large-scale searching. Many Mongolians do not want the tomb found at all. After 800 years, the most famous missing grave on Earth stays missing because a nation decided some things should not be dug up. Vault B at the Padmanabhaswamy temple in India is a door the Supreme Court refused to open. In 2011, the court ordered an inventory of the temple's sealed chambers. Investigators opened 5 vaults and found gold, jewels, and statues valued in the billions of dollars. Then they reached Vault B. Temple authorities objected. Priests warned that the chamber was protected and that opening it would break a sacred boundary. The door carries carved serpents, and local tradition says forcing it invites disaster. The court paused the operation and the vault remains shut. This is a ban with no mystery about what is inside. Everyone assumes it holds more treasure. The question is whether anyone has the right to open the Ark Chapel. The Ark Chapel at Aksum in Ethiopia holds what may be the most restricted object in the world. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church says the Ark of the Covenant sits inside a small chapel beside the Church of Our Lady Mary of Zion. One guardian monk is permitted to see it. He is appointed for life, never leaves the compound, and never allows anyone else through the door. No archaeologist has examined the object. No photograph exists. No scientific test has ever been performed. Scholars are divided on whether the relic is genuine, a replica, or something else entirely. But the ban is absolute and religious, not political. There is no permit to apply for. There is simply a monk, a door, and a rule nobody breaks. Lascaux Cave. Lascaux Cave in France was closed because visitors were killing it. 4 teenagers found the painted chamber in 1940. It opened to the public in 1948, and more than 1,000 people a day came to see bulls, horses, and stags painted 17,000 years ago. Their breath changed everything. Carbon dioxide, heat, and humidity fed algae and fungus that crept across the walls. France shut the cave in 1963. Even now, access is rationed to a handful of specialists for a few days a year in protective suits. Tourists visit a replica instead. Lascaux is a ban that worked, and a warning. The act of looking at something can destroy it. Some discoveries survive only by being closed. Great Pyramid. The Great Pyramid's big void is a room nobody is allowed to enter. In 2017, the Scam Pyramids team used muon tomography, a technique borrowed from particle physics, to see through solid stone. They detected a large empty space at least 30 meters long above the Grand Gallery. The finding was published in Nature, then it stopped. Egyptian authorities have not permitted drilling to reach it, and prominent Egyptologists disputed what the void even is. It may be a construction gap, a relieving chamber, or something unrecorded. The technology to detect it exists. The technology to enter it without damaging the pyramid does not. So the largest unexplored space inside the most studied building on Earth stays Qin Shi Huang. Qin Shi Huang's tomb is banned by chemistry. The Terracotta Army guards China's first emperor, but the burial mound itself has never been opened. Ancient texts describe rivers of mercury flowing across a map of the empire, and soil surveys around the mound show mercury far above normal levels. There is a second reason, and it is more painful. The terracotta warriors were originally painted. When excavators exposed them to dry air, the lacquer beneath the pigment curled and the color flaked away within minutes. Archaeologists watched a 2,000-year-old paint job vanish in front of them. China halted deeper excavation. The ban exists because the last time they opened something here, they destroyed part of what they came to find. North Sentinel Island. North Sentinel Island is illegal to approach. The Indian government prohibits contact with the Sentinelese and enforces an exclusion zone around the island. The people there have lived in isolation for thousands of years and have consistently rejected outsiders, sometimes with arrows. The ban is not about hiding anything. It exists because the Sentinelese have almost no immunity to common diseases, and contact could kill them. In 2018, an American missionary ignored the law, landed on the beach, and was killed. His body was never recovered. Archaeologically, the island is a closed book. Nobody will ever excavate it, survey it, or catalog it. This is the rare case where the correct scientific decision is to know nothing. Ise Grand Shrine. Ise Grand Shrine in Japan hides itself on a schedule. The inner sanctum, the Naiku, is said to house the sacred mirror, one of the 3 imperial regalia. Only the high priest or priestess drawn from the imperial family may enter. Everyone else, including most Shinto clergy, stops at the fence. What makes this strange is the rebuilding. Every 20 years the shrine is demolished and reconstructed exactly on an adjacent plot using traditional joinery. The 60-second rebuild happened in 2013, so the building is both ancient and never more than 2 decades old. Archaeology has almost nothing to study here because the site refuses to become ruins. It stays alive by being erased and remade forever. Mount Athos. Mount Athos in Greece has banned half of humanity for more than 1,000 years. The Autonomous Monastic Republic enforces the Avaton, a rule forbidding women from entering the peninsula. It has held since roughly the 11th century and remains in force today, protected by Greek law and an exemption written into European Union agreements. Male visitors need a permit, and the number issued each day is kept. Inside are 20 monasteries holding one of the richest untouched archives in the Orthodox world. Manuscripts, icons, and records that have survived empires. Scholars have catalogued only a fraction. Athos is not hiding treasure from the world. It simply never agreed to open on the world's terms. Uluru. Uluru in Australia was climbed for decades before the ban. The Anangu, the traditional owners, had asked visitors to stop for years. The route crossed a path of deep sacred importance, and people had died on the rock. On October 26, 2019, climbing Uluru became illegal. Photography restrictions also applied to specific sacred sites on the rock's flanks, which is why certain formations never appear in tourist images. The ban was not about preservation of stone. Uluru is not fragile. It was about consent. For most of the 20th century, the people who held the site were simply outvoted by visitors who wanted a view. The closure reversed that, and it happened within living memory.